Imagine competing for an investment price of 300,000 euros plus a trip to Silicon Valley. Well, why would you want to imagine it when you can actually experience it? Hi, everyone. My name is Alexander Dinev, and welcome to Office Hours with Sanja and Gogo. Hi, guys. How are you? Hi.
Great, but not that great because everything got postponed at some way. It seems this cannot be streamed, but on the other hand, the viewers can access even more prepared version of us. Plus, they can DM us for direct messages, so that's fine.
Yeah. Quick little story, just so you know what's happening. We tried live streaming this podcast on YouTube, but turns out we didn't really know that we are going to get banned, but it's okay because without failure, their success is not valued as much, I think, in my opinion.
Exact. That's our roller coaster in the
Yeah.
design.
Okay, great. So today we're going to talk about many of your guys' questions related to the founder games and how you can be a part of the show in order to win an investment prize, as I said, of 300,000 euros and, of course, travel to Silicon Valley. First of all, I would love to remind you and let you know that you have exactly 10 more days from starting from today to apply to be a part of the show. And the deadline is December 15th. So let's start with the main question, which everyone wants to know. What is exactly the Founder Games?
Hmm. Founder Games, it's basically a reality show, reality TV on one hand, something like most of the people have seen, Shark Tank or Zadruga in Balkans. But we don't want to be that. So reality TV on one hand, and then the other hand, accelerator. So if you combine the accelerator program for developing startups and broadcast that accelerator through reality show, you give great benefits. Firstly, for the startups that are in the program because they will get reach, more viewers, potential customers, specifically in a market of 13 countries, like hundreds of millions of people. Then for viewers, like people that mostly are watching us and were watching us in season one, they can learn through their shoes of other founders in the acceleration program how to build their own businesses. So, like job shadowing, but for entrepreneurs, entrepreneur shadowing. And then for investors, it can give an access behind the curtain. They can see who is the person that is actually building the business. And during a process, not just during a pitch, where you can put yourself like this in a comfortable environment, but actually during the full process of 5 months. And I forgot for the mentors. What's Google for the mentors?
Actually, the mentors can guide the startups during this whole acceleration program, which is, of course, firstly educational and then a show, and they can pinpoint the bottlenecks that they want to improve, make them more investor ready, and make them more capable of getting either investments, either sales in their businesses.
So your mentors can give back to their communities. He can impact.
That sounds amazing. I think the viewers would love to know which 13 countries are going to be a part of season two.
Yeah, I can name the countries. These are Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Montenegro, Serbia, Albania, Kosovo, Macedonia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Romania, and Moldova.
And Cyprus.
And Cyprus, if Cyprus.
There's a lot of them, so it's a bit hard to remember, right? Okay, good. There were a lot of questions related to the mentors and judges. A lot of people were asking maybe who are they? Who are going to be the mentors and the judges in season two?
Some of them will keep it secret, but they will be a major, major stars. But um, we can say a couple of them. Like firstly, mentors are people that already passed the path that broke glass ceilings and built billions of worth companies, but they origin from our Balkans, from the SCE region or Southeast European region. So and then the judges on the other hand are people that they can origin from the region, but most importantly, they not only build their own businesses but also mentor other businesses. So like research and development director of Volvo, Timmy, um, the founder of Startup Weekend. Then we have Keo, who also built unicorns in US. Um, Denis, that was a judge member of Shark Tank. We have many Macedonians mentors that were part last year. So we are going to announce as we choose firstly the startups because we would like to find the right mentors for the startups that will be selected.
So it's going to be a matching process.
Yes, and I want to emphasize this. These mentors, judges investment committee advisors actually are people from the industry that have a startup experience or have experience in building startups. So these are relevant people either from uh, global corporations or from this region that can help our entrepreneurs and our startups actually reach out another potential. So the number one link is they're industry leaders, they have good connections and can drive your business forward. And the second part is they're already doing work here, so it will be easier for them to help you guys actually go forward.
Speaking of going forward, is there a specific stage that a startup should be at in order to participate in the Founder Games?
Actually, we want to see more startups that are in seed or pre-seed stage, but that isn't like a fine borderline between them. So we want investors who are already building their MVP, has some products, maybe has some traction or be already incorporated, but that doesn't have necessary to be that. That means that, okay, we want to be someone's first investors, first institutional investors. So if you are in pre-seed or seed stage, that means that you're the right fit for us at this moment.
Yeah, even it's interesting. It's important also for them to have a product that they've built, because through our network, and we're expecting many, many views this season too, they can leverage the viewership and the potential customers, also the corporates that will be integrated in the program for paid pilots, etc. They can literally double or triple their evaluation. That's our promise that we want to give.
Because of the challenges that we faced during the process of trying to go live on YouTube, unfortunately, Sanja had to leave us. But we will continue the podcast and discuss more on other questions that the viewers have, depending on what's there to expect in season 2 of the Founder Games. So, as a founder, something that I would be interested in knowing is what kind of funding opportunities would I have?
So, like you said, the funding opportunities are during the program or afterwards. Um, During the program, you will be exposed as a startup to potential business angels, to VCs, or other, let's say, investors that want to invest into your business. So, we'll also have uh, startups competing for the best price, and the best price is okay. Trip to Silicon Valley, what can give you exposure to additional investors outside this region, and this 300,000 euros of investments. But these 300,000 are not limited. So we can go
Even high.
even higher. Yes. And we want to finish the acceleration program with some of the startups getting investments, either from VCs, either for business angel or a commitment to invest. This is one part. But after we finish the program, which is we will take 5 or 6 months, we will also have a post-acceleration program that will follow all the startups and their KPI progresses to get them investor ready, to be more investor ready, and to get additional finances during the next years of after finishing the program.
Hmm. So the minimum investment price is 300,000, but we can expect even more than that, which sounds very exciting since there's literally no limit.
Exactly.
Regarding money, I think most people want to know if there are any costs on their end, or like I saw like comments asking about equity requirements to participate and stuff like that. Do we have any information regarding those type of?
Yeah, exactly. These are the starter questions, and also the question that I'm referring to. So yes, this program is actually there's no cost to the program, although we have an estimated cost per startup. It's around 35,000 euros. You get it for free, so there's no entry free in the acceleration program. However, we do take equity of 3%, but only in those startups that will be successful. How we define success is A, you get an investment or investment proposal, or B, you're getting clients or customers. So we only take this 3% equity if we fulfill our promise to get you investors or clients.
Hmm. So basically, they're not paying anything. They only give equity if they get an investment or have clients, sales, etc.
Exactly.
Just
Here, Yeah, if you're a startup, you enter the program for free, and if you perform well, then we unlock this 3% of equity, but then you get investments and then you get clients. So it's a win-win there.
Yeah. So they don't lose anything even if they try and they, let's say, don't succeed in any way, shape, or form. Okay, great. I think people also want to know what resources will be available to them during the program because I think it's very important for them, to know what to expect for their growth. What are they receiving from the program, and also the show as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this question because we have standard acceleration package. We give you standard resources like, okay, you get mentors, you get coaches, you get advisors, you get also trainers that will guide you to specific topics. We have like 10 topics divided into 5 events that will guide you to becoming a more successful entrepreneur during the program. And you receive a lot of feedback during the acceleration program from the acceleration team. On top of that, on the show, you get free PR, you get advertisement, you got a reality show and viewers, subscribers for your products or your services that can actually skyrocket. But it's up to you. We give you a tool and it's up to you and your business to make the most of it. So look at this as a standard acceleration program that you get the standard um, benefits of our accelerator. Plus, you get a reality show that you can skyrocket your business.
And give you potential customers in the future.
Of course, during the first season, actually, around 30% of the startup have received some traction and have received, yes, have received some investment proposal, and we want to duplicate this in the second season. So the chances of you getting investments and clients increases if you apply to the founder games.
Well, since the Founder Games is going bigger this year, it's expected, of course, to have bigger results this time. That sounds exciting, honestly, and I'm glad that it has proven to work in the past. That means that it is going to work now and in the future.
Exactly.
All of these things sound amazing and, of course, exciting. But we all know that starting a business, being a founder, having a startup is time consuming. Maybe I think a lot of people would love to know how much time is expected to be spent on this. Like, how long will the acceleration program last? How long will the entire filming of the show last? Just so they know to plan things out. Because I think it's also an important aspect for preparation and knowing whether or not they're able to apply or not.
Yes, actually, very good question. We start officially with the acceleration program and the filming of the show in January 2025. The whole program will last 5 months. So we start in January, we end up in June. Afterwards, we have also some sort of activities, but this can be done remotely. The whole program is in hybrid mode. So that means that if you apply, you don't have to be present all the time. You have to be present on 5 events during these 5 months. And these events might take between 3, 4, maximum 5 days, and that's it. But the remote work or the homework afterwards, you have to do it online. You have to do it on our platform that we are specially developing for this show, and you have to do it remotely. So on site, it's 5 events for 5 days each. But in hybrid modes, it's actually longer, and it's 5 months of the whole program and the show, um, starting from January to June.
Sounds like a solid combination of both. You get best of both worlds. They're going to be able to network, talk with other founders, startups at the events, but also have more time to reflect at home and or offices to try to build their business throughout the entire program.
Exactly.
Well, we touched upon previous season and the startups from previous season, but can we talk more about the achievements from last year? Let's talk about some specific startups. For example, the winners, Leather and Hide. They went to Silicon Valley. They had opportunities to talk to many companies, investors, and stuff like that. I think people want to know how things worked out from last year. What were the achievements of not just the winners of the show, but other people who were a part of it?
Yeah. If we're talking about achievements of the startups, yes, the first year was pilot show. Of course, it was only in North Macedonia. So the winners actually did get a trip to Silicon Valley, and they went to the United States to search for investors, partners, and collaborators, and that will find because it was specific for them. They were looking not only investors, they were looking for potential partners that can commercialize the product because their product is in height phase of commercialization. It takes longer time, it takes certain amount of money, and it takes a certain amount of time and efforts to be commercialized on the market.
And I think the product was leather from
From Konducha, yeah. And actually, they did achieve that. But if you talk about the rest of the startup, they also have made progress. Like I said, almost 30% of them have already begun sales cycles. Some of them are B2C, which takes longer.
Yeah.
B2B, sorry, that takes longer. B2C already have some traction and clients. But also we link them with corporates. We link them with VC companies. And they kickstarted the process. So either they get exposed to investors or they're already talking or negotiating a deal from the first batch. We also expect this to happen in the second season, but of course we have now more potential, reaching more countries and reaching out more investors at the same time.
Mhm. Opportunities are endless, as I said previously. Okay, I would love to give an example. Let's say I am startup. I come to the show, I participate, I maybe don't win, I'm just a part of it. I finish the acceleration program. Would I afterwards, after the program, will I get any kind of support from the founder games? Will I don't know, maybe get advice on stuff, be mentored still, etc. What are the post show benefits, if there are any?
Of course, a lot of the mentors are asking us the same thing because if you get paired with a mentor, the mentor is like long term. It's not just like this 4 or 5 months of acceleration program and that's it. The mentor can actually guide your startup on the long run. The founder games also is a some sort of mentor, so we can pinpoint your bottlenecks or your weakest points, and we can guide you with the right mentors and right advisors to give you more exposure and actually make your startup better performing or be investor ready in the first place. This year, we're having more than 25 investors on board. These investors are mostly regional, but also from Europe and the United States. So they will help you also getting with their connections and their, let's say, investment proposals that will get you to the right people and the right spot if you perform well. So regarding what you do during these 5 months, if you perform well, we will be more exposed and more network than any other educational or let's say startup program.
And networking is actually key in order to, achieve those things.
Yeah, I truly believe if you know the right people in the right moment, you can achieve more than, let's say, if you're performing average or on your.
Yeah. I completely agree. As I mentioned previously, the deadline is 15th of December. And I think it's also important to highlight the steps on how people, founders more specifically, can apply to be a part of the show. So I know the application process is through thefoundergames.com, but can you give us more insight on that?
Yeah, actually, the application process is online and it's still open. It's going. 10 days left for anybody who is still interested and doesn't know thing about it yet. Don't wait for the last day because technical other issues also arise at the last moment. Be precise. The application format or process is still standards. There's nothing new. So you get us more info about yourself, your business, what you're trying to do, what's unique about you and your business, and then you upload also a deck, pitch deck, and then you send it. We received it, give you confirmation. The unique thing is we share all the applications with potential investors. So we don't select you. We say, okay, this is what we receive. Potential investors look at your business, look at your deck and say, okay, this startup is interesting for us. Let's give them a chance. And then you get informed step by step, and we onboard you into the acceleration program and the show all at once.
So when investors pick out the startups, technically they are more sure to get an investment because they're chosen by the investors as something potential to grow even more, which is also a brilliant way to, have more space for them to receive an investment.
Exactly what you said. I have some experience in designing acceleration program, and we have already tested. If you open the process to potential investors from day one, they actually want to invest in their favorite startup. They want to continue supporting not just financial with the startup that they think they're good to go, but also at the same time increases the chances of this startup to get funding or to get investments. So this is already tested, already been done. It proves right. So we're doing it the same thing. And actually, the whole show is designed in that way to increase any startup's chances to get either investments, like I said, either clients.
I mean, these are crazy benefits. That's why, as I have seen, applications are flying here and there, and there's like more and more people applying every single day. And I know not everyone can be a part of the show, right? So there is a selected amount of people, or more specifically, startups that can be a part of the show. Can you tell us more about how many people are going to be in the show? How is it going to, narrow down to that one winner?
Exactly. So we have this application process that is open for anybody. Actually, anybody who fulfills the criteria can try and apply. Then we go to the selection committee, and of course we have some rules and procedures of how to select the most, let's say, prosperous startups, or the startup that have the most chances of being um, advanced to the next level. And then we reduce it to 40 applications, and only 40 startups who enter the acceleration program in the show. During the show, we have elimination phases. So as your startup progress, you face different challenges. These challenges are on certain topics or certain issues. And if you overcome them, you progress to the final. Of course, on the final selection, uh, startups face um, a, a a demo day when they pitch in front of investors. And only the ones that have progressed all the obstacles and all the bottlenecks during these challenges can finally pitch. That doesn't mean that if you drop off out of the show, it's done. That means you're continuing the process, but only you have increased chances of getting investment at the end of the day.
Yeah, and you don't have media exposure as much. Like everyone that goes out of the show that, I mean, in a way gets eliminated, they're still behind the scenes working and being a part of the acceleration program, but they're just not a part of the show, which cuts down to their media exposure, which I think it's fair.
Exactly, because we cannot film all the startups at the same time. We just film the one that are specific for that challenge and that can progress all the way up to the final.
Exactly.
Yes, but they all receive the classical acceleration program at the very beginning. They all have the same chances of being successful at the end. We only put around the show element to it and point all the good stuff and the bad stuff that can happen during this program.
Yeah. Well, most of the startups, they're a team maybe of two people, three, four, more, less. And maybe some startups might feel insecure in a way because they might feel that their team is incomplete. Maybe they feel like they're missing a person, I don't know, in marketing, or someone to do their design or programming or anything. Uh, do you think that maybe they need to have a complete team in order to be a part of the show, or like apply or be a part of the acceleration program? Or will they be able to complete their team in a way with the help of the acceleration program? Are the founder games going to help them build the team as well?
In short terms, yes, we can help you if you don't have a sufficient team on board. But we do also want to emphasize that we want startups with a, let's say, complete or semi-complete team. That means that if your team is already 2, 3, 4 people, that's a plus for you. Of course, solo entrepreneurs can also apply and try their luck, but we want to have a certain team that is capable of executing the business idea at the end. So in short terms, if you are only one person, yes, you can apply. We can help you get a co-founder. But if you're already established team, we definitely need your application.
That is amazing. And lastly, I think the most important question of them all is we know the acceleration program is free, everything is free. Are there any other costs when it comes to traveling, accommodation, and stuff like that? Do the founders have to pay for their flights to come to be a part of the show and the program and all the challenges, etc.? Do they have to pay for accommodation and other costs that they would potentially have being here?
The good thing is they don't have to pay any. Anything is covered by the program if you're selected. So if you're selected, we'll cover all your traveling fees, accommodation fees, and you will be the guest of our show. Of course, it is up to you to perform the best out of your startup, the best out of your team. We do have certain criteria that we want to fulfill, but in terms of costs, if you get selected to be in the show, we got you covered.
So to sum it up, everything is free. If you're doing well or if you get an investment, let's say you have sales, the founder games only takes 2% out of it, which I think it's fair. I mean, you're providing such a lovely program that without it would cost the founders approximately 35,000 euros, right? And also having an investment, like just makes the process a little bit easier. I mean, more easier than a little. And it also helps them have access to a lovely network and to learn in a way that is led by professionals in their fields. Yeah.
I have to just correct you. We don't take equity, we deserve it. So we don't take it up in front as if you perform well, if we do our job well, then
We deserve it.
yeah, then we deserve it. And our job is actually to boost your startup to be more scalable right from the beginning. And if we can do it, if we can perform that, that's amazing and win-win situation for both us and the startups. So yeah.
So there's nothing to lose here. I would quickly want to remind you again, deadline is 15th of December. You have nothing to lose. Go apply, check us out on our social media and our website, thefoundergames.com, in order to learn more. And we would love to see you on the show this year.